Hello and welcome, I'm Marco. It's time to start a new Let's Play. I've been waiting for the patch 1.14, the new expansion, the Cossacks, to start a new game. Unfortunately for my style of play, it was nerfed really hard in this expansion. At this point you might be wondering why, and so it was not because of any exploit that I'd like to use, but because the pause behavior was changed, and I use pause on pop-ups a lot, really a lot, to be able to manage my army, sometimes of over 1 million men. And now the events automatically unpause the game whenever we click them, so that's very annoying and increases my micromanagement whenever trying to manage big empires effectively. Talk about that later on, but for now, since I cannot do what I wanted to do, at least not until I get used to the new pause behavior, which is rather annoying for me, but it is what it is. Right now it's working like this way. DDRJ told us in the forum, in a thread where I was also posting, that they were working on a fix. Hopefully a fix for this will come soon. So since my original plan was to play as an hordes and maybe do a world conquest as one of them, I'm gonna go with something less demanding in terms of micromanagement, suggested by Andrew, one of my viewers, and it also gives me the excuse to play as a custom nation. I'm going for an achievement, first come first served, and that requires me to play as a custom nation. So without further ado, let's get on with it. I know that I've played in the New World several times now, so I'm gonna put my capital right here. It would probably be better, because early on we are as strong as these guys, more or less. It would probably be better to put the capital in one of these provinces where they cannot forge a claim. But yeah, I'm gonna make this more interesting and maybe start conquering earlier. I'm gonna put my territory close to them. I'm gonna leave this for later. What's more important, in my opinion, are the ideas, and especially the ideas. Just need to adjust the microphone a bit. Somehow it's not where I want it. Of course, I'm going to talk about a bit about this achievement first. First come, first serve requires us to own all provinces in the New World. So we need to not only kill everyone in the North and South America, we also need to colonize all provinces. The only thing that's allowed to remain at the end of the game for us to unlock the achievement is the wasteland and sea tiles. So we need to colonize everything, and since colonization was slowed in this patch, it's gonna be not very fast, at least. But I think I'll just throw money at the problem, and eventually we'll colonize everything. I still think that going with the core creation cost discount is gonna help us a lot. So let's select that as our tradition, our first tradition. Second tradition, since we are gonna do a lot of fighting, it would be good to have some discipline. With these two traditions and some luck and timing, we probably own most of these natives. But we'll see. So my second one, of course, is since I think I'm gonna be able to defeat them, the next thing that I want is some stability for the country. So let's go with tolerance of heathens. I'm saying that I think I should be able to defeat him, but it's likely that they're gonna give me some trouble, especially if I can't grab an alliance early on, because I will have a different religion. At this point you probably can guess what that religion will be. So the next thing that I want is one of the best ideas in the game. It's somewhat a shame that it's buried in a very weak idea group, and since it's one of the last ideas, I never actually picked that idea group, because this is nice, very nice. We need some ideas to reduce the inflation, to save some admin points. What else? Probably some morale too, since we are gonna fight all the major countries. Am I blind? Right there. Some infantry compatibility. If there was a country in the world with these ideas, I would not think twice, and I would go play it. This is kind of ideas that I like to have, combat oriented and towards reduced scoring cost and time, and also gives stability to the kingdom, to the empire, by reducing the war exhaustion, the unrest. Also tolerance of heathens, it's very, very interesting. But like I was saying, some maybe cavalry compatibility. Right there. And of course artillery compatibility. Some mercs would be nice. Okay, we have 97 points to spend. Since this will require a lot of colonization, you might be thinking, why not invest in colonies? I say I won't do it because it's very expensive. This requires 30 points to have an extra colonist that it's only in the end, basically, well, there is always a settler chance, but I can compensate by throwing a lot of money in the problem later on. I might need to adjust these later. If we reduce the skill of our monarch, that will give us some points. Same thing with the heir. Reducing the age will also give us some points. Starting as a duchy will also give us some points, so let's go with that. I'm gonna select American culture simply because that's the only one with the name American, I think. Since we are gonna unite the American continent, let's go with that. Religion, I'm gonna go with a dharmic religion, Hindu, for two reasons. The first is that pretty much everyone is heathen for this religion. So if we have a high tolerance of heathens, we only need a high tolerance of heathens to have a stable empire. And the second one is because it reduces the core creation cost by 10% if we select Shiva. Technology group, we need to be Western for the achievement, that's one of the requirements. South American, that will do, no problem. Despotic Monarchy, nope, I want one of the best governments in my opinion right now. This was changed with the patch, I think that when I played as Congo, I had +1 unrest and minus, and then I ended up with +1 unrest and minus 15 coring cost as an empire. I think I started with +1 unrest and minus 10 coring cost. So that was reverted. Now we have -1 unrest, and eventually we'll have -2 diplomatic relations, I think. I'm not sure though. 201, so I need to get rid of something. Okay. You have to skip one province. Maybe. Oh, I need a mail to make sure I kill the guy quickly. Whatever. Doesn't really matter to me. Okay, this will have to do. Let's select the name for our country, I guess. I think we are gonna eat them all rather quickly, so I don't know, let's just call it scoring machine, that's what we are. And objective, we are hungry. So yeah. I like eagles or even lions. Let's go with an eagle. Background, select the color too, some nice blue. I liked it a lot when I played as Estonia in Hearts of Iron. Some nice blue. That will do. The hell am I sleeping? Keep it consistent, I think. Okay, this will do. Let's start. First come, first served, I think. Well, 16 minutes to make a custom nation. So yeah, we already have a pretty good discount on the coring, which reminds me that coring was changed in this patch. The coring costs for especially for the overseas. Not especially, it was changed, but for overseas and for the way that administrative efficiency affects the coring costs. So now overseas works as before 1.13. It cuts the development in half. So this province, which usually costs 142 core, by being overseas, it will only cost 70. Then the other modifiers like like this one, government form and rank, and patriotic propaganda and adaptability. That stuff will add to this additively, and will have a cost. This 52 points, it's the cost for coring this province, but it can be reduced by up to 60% by admin efficiency. I hope I explained this well. I'm not very good at explaining some stuff because of my English. This means in practice that in the 1.13 we could easily, with some admin efficiency and adaptability and overseas scoring, we could reach 1 point per development. We could pay 1 point per development rather soon, which is not the case in 1.14. However, in the late game, nations with very high, very good national ideas that decrease the coring cost, like the Ottomans, can actually core stuff for less than 1 point per development. I don't want to spend the whole game, the whole first episode talking, but these expansions change a lot. We have very new mechanics. Some of new changes, new mechanics. Some of them I like it a lot, others I don't like it, not one bit. At least not as they are configured right now. Talking about the estates, for me this is like playing a Rebel Faction version 2.0. So I'm gonna pretty much avoid dealing with that in all my games, if I can. But regardless, there are other stuff that I like a lot, and especially with the improvements with to the UI. I love that mercenaries now automatically upgrade when we switch our units. They upgrade to our best unit type, which is amazing. Reduces a lot of the micromanagement. We now have templates. This is just to name a few. I'm sure we'll have. I'll talk about that stuff as we play. But I love being able to create templates with that include mercenaries. So much less micromanagement for me. Much more useful because I use a lot of mercenaries. Talking about mercenaries, we now have a mercenary pool of only. Usually it's only 20, I think. But somehow I'm seeing 44. I think it was 20. That is modified by 33% of our current force limit. But this seems like a lot. I'll check it out better, I think. Also, regarding the UI improvements, one that I like a lot is being able to change not the development, the local autonomy in overseas provinces. Currently we don't have any, as you can see, but if we had overseas provinces here, they would show up and we could sort them out by revolt risk, by unrest. So this means that I don't have to click every single province whenever I am conquering provinces overseas to reduce the unrest by raising the local autonomy. Now I can simply sort them all, and do whatever I think it should be done. So yeah, that's huge improvements for quality of life. I think there are other stuff that I like too, but I don't. Like I said, this episode is already very long, and I didn't unpause yet. So start with 4 infantry, 1 cavalry. We have a force limit of only 7. Let's make sure we max that. because it's gonna be useful. These guys are already hostile. Can we grab an alliance? Yes. I think we should do it. At least early on to avoid being attacked. These guys hate those ones, and these guys that are gonna be our first targets. So they are perfect. Let's offer that alliance. Which brings me to several other changes regarding the diplomatic options. This seems very, very interesting, and at least in parts it's interesting to notice if we set the attitudes towards our neighbors, their attitudes towards us sometimes change. So that's interesting to note. But since I don't use many allies, if you are a viewer of my Let's Plays, you know that I usually don't have allies unless I need them just to make sure I am not attacked. So like allying some distant power that will reduce the chances of being attacked by neighboring AIs. Anyway, this is interesting and I might use it in some other Let's Play, starting as a one province miner surrounded by lots of people trying to eat me, so that might be needed. For now, I don't think I'm gonna need that. Let's fabricate our first claim. We can select our deity. It probably would be a good idea to go with discipline at this point to make our army stronger, because we have very little advantage over the new world now. We have the same tactics, even though we have a 2-tech advantage. We have a bit more of infantry shock, a bit more of cavalry shock. Yep, we have a little bit of cavalry shock advantage. This was also redone, which is interesting. Everything now has it's much more readable. That's nice. Let's have a look at our fleet. Have some cogs. I'm not gonna need them anytime soon. Let's disband them. Since our trade node is not very profitable, let's keep 4 of these guys and disband the rest. It's just a waste of money. We need to assign the merchant. Let's do it. I'm a bit indecisive if I should go with the minus 10% core creation cost or simply the discipline. I usually say better safe than sorry, so let's go with the discipline. So we now have discipline advantage and because of that, some tactics advantage. Well, this episode is already very long. I'm gonna take a break. We'll continue this in the next episodes. Let me know what you think about this series, and as usual, if you want to help the channel, please leave a like and share the video with your friends. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.